Hi guys, welcome to the latest daily video from the Round Top show here in Round Top, Texas. Today we're going to talk about one of the big successes of the show that's attracted a lot of attention, and that is our Cavalry fort here. Now this Cavalry fort was constructed, it took me about 6 weeks or 7 weeks just before we left for Texas to build this. But the inspiration for it goes way back to about 2015 when my late brother Gordon, who is the big diorama builder, had built an L-shaped section of a cavalry fort to launch our John Ford Cavalry. Now, when Gordon was doing it, as I say, he'd built an L-shaped section and it was all glued together. Because I was building it and I couldn't build it all in one fell swoop, I was working at weekends on this, I was working in the evenings at home, so I decided to build it in sections. And in actual fact, this complete fort is made up of 10 individual sections. Now, to give you an example, let me show you one section, this guard tower. Okay, so this, I would take something like this, and this would take me about 2 days to construct, okay? So I'd do that, then I'd build the next section. In this case it's just a section of wall, and I went all around the entire fort. So there are 9 separate pieces of the fort itself, but the 10th section is the base that you see at the bottom here. So we decided to build it in 1/30 scale, that it could take lots of toy soldiers on top and still have room for cavalry figures here riding in and out. Now, in actual fact, a real cavalry fort would be much, much bigger than this toy one that you see here. Of course, most folks don't have the kind of room that you need to put a real 1/30 scale model of a cavalry fort. So this is 1/30 scale, so all the walls, all the buildings are exact scale for our figures. But this was a way that we could pack things up easily, that it could be shipped from Hong Kong to Texas, and again at the end of the show this will be getting shipped back from Texas all the way to Hong Kong. As you can see, it's got lots of nice little details, including little ladders and other building sections, wall sections, guard tower, and of course the main gate here. The only regret that I've got is the fort here has 2 main gates that open, and well, actually I would have liked them to open and shut, but because of time restrictions I wasn't able to do that. But already we've had several inquiries from collectors here in America at the Texas show to make them a cavalry fort. Now what we're offering them is they can give me the dimensions that they want. It can be this size, it can be larger, it can be extended and enlarged. That's up to the collector themselves, what size they need for their collection. In fact, one of the collectors that we're talking about wants a much larger landscape base so that he can put more Indian figures outside the fort, as well as a few that will be right up against the walls. So it's going to be quite exciting to see different versions of this fort. But what you have here today, right now, is what we're calling Fort John Ford, and it's named in honor of the great American movie director John Ford, who made lots of classic movies, but among the most famous is his what they call the Cavalry trilogy of 3 John Wayne movies. She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, produced in 1949. Then there was Rio Grande, which I think might have been 1950 or 1951. And She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, Rio Grande, and Fort Apache. And anyway, if you look at those movies, you will see cavalry forts that look like this, and that was the inspiration. So that's the story so far. I hope you like it, and let us know what you think. In the meantime, I'll bid you all a fond farewell until tomorrow, and thanks again for tuning in, and cheers.